Special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this video possible.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Garrett before here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the KV-85. The KV-85 was a stop-grab upgrade to the KV series, known as Object 239. This was a KV-1S with a new turret from the Object 237, IS-85, still in development, mounting the same 85mm D5T gun as the SU-85 and earlier versions of the T-34-85, not yet in production at the time. The 85mm proved capable of penetrating the Tiger 1 from 1,000 meters, and the demand of it slowed production for the KV-85 tremendously. Only 148 were built in the end. The KV-85 appeared on the front beginning in September 1943, and its production ended by December 1943. Soviet industry was therefore able to produce a heavy tank as well armed as the Tiger 1 before the end of 1943. Although the KV-85 was an excellent opponent to the Tigers and Panthers, it was a stopgap and thus was built in small numbers. The complete Object 237 was accepted into service as the IS-85 and was produced in the autumn and winter of 1943 for 1944. They were sent to the front as of October 1943, and production of the IS-85, which became the IS-1, was stopped by the spring of 1944 once the IS-2 entered full-scale production. So yeah, really interesting tank, a stopgap tank nonetheless. This does mount pretty much the turret of the IS-1 and of course housing the same 85mm gun. Really interesting tank, and you can probably see that there would probably be a lot of problems with it, mounting a much heavier turret, much heavier gun on a already aging chassis of the KV tanks. But interesting tank. I didn't get to see much combat, but from what we know, it was a relatively pretty effective tank. But it just was short-lived due to the introduction of the much better IS-1. But yeah, overall really nice tank and a fun build to add to our Soviet lineups. Perfect for maybe a 1943, 1944 type scenario, or it could even be used in some, late war type scenarios. But yeah, really cool build. Before we go and get into it, I want to go give special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, where you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in my video description. You can go to pledge a small amount to the channel every month and earn a video request you're choosing, depending on which tier you sub to. It really helps out support the work I do for the channel, and you earn a cool benefit of a few requests per month. So feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of take a look here at the vehicle, see exactly where we're going to be building, and go from there. So this here is using my new KV-1 chassis, pretty much fully designed from the ground up, and it's going to be the new design that's going to be introduced with my KV tanks. The KV series of tanks is always interesting. I feel like I'm always redoing it, so I'm pretty satisfied with this haul, though. I don't think it's going to really change from here, but I do have pretty much all the KV variants designed and ready to go, so I will hopefully start releasing some new design for those soon. But yeah, really interesting design here. We have obviously the chassis here for the tank, external fuel tanks, all of the detail on the back here. Yeah, obviously the IS-1 turret, which I do have an IS-1 design, which I don't believe I released as a tutorial yet, so you can expect that hopefully sometime soon as well. But yeah, really nice looking design overall, and it's going to make a cool addition to your World War II Soviet forces. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we have layer number 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a row of 2 of nether brick slabs like this across, followed by 2 nether brick top slabs coming off those 2 slabs. From this, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs, 2 dark oak wood stairs on the back here, followed by a green terracotta block, a shulker box on the side, a dark oak wood button on the side of the shulker box, item frame, and green terracotta block in the item frame. From that, we're going to go ahead and basically repeat the same design a total of 2 more times. So again, our 2 dark oak wood stairs here like this, and I'm going to save my voice and just basically build it. You guys know what we're doing here. You can see clearly, just the same thing we did before. So nothing special. And as you can see, we have basically 6 road wheels built here, dark oak wood stairs, alternating pattern going back. At this point right here, we're going to then place down 2 nether brick slabs, 2 nether brick top slabs, And that right there will finish off your track design. Now going back up to the front here, we're going to go and go to this nether brick slab. We're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak with top slabs coming off that slab to the side. And then go back here to these 2 slabs in the back, we're going to go do the exact same thing. Now when we get to this point, we're going to go and then fill in the space in between these rows of 3 of dark oak with top slabs with dark oak top slabs, as you can imagine, to basically fill in the whole base here of the tank. After that, we're going to go and basically repeat the same design here for the tracks just over here to the left side. So I'm going to go and build this a little bit faster, as I've already kind of covered how to do it. If you do get confused, you can pause the video, slow the video down, whichever works for you to catch up, or you can just simply refer to the other side, as the other side is the exact same. And it's pretty straightforward, it's nothing too complex, so pretty easy to replicate. And just like that, we have our road wheels done. And with all done, that's it for layer 1. Nice simple layer to get it started. And actually, one last thing, we're going to place down a zombie head here on these 2 slabs here in the front like that. Anyways, after that, that's it for layer 1. Let's move on to layer number 2. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs on top of these 2 nether brick top slabs like that in the front here. We're going to then place down a green terracotta block going back like this, shulker box to the side, dark oak with button, item frame, and green terracotta block. So just like we did for our road wheels, again, same thing over here to the left side as well, like so. In the middle space here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair. It's going to be coming off these nether brick stairs here. So it's a corner stair, and then a slab here in between them. We then want to go ahead and go back from these stairs with a corner stair like this, one over here on this side, and another stair like that right there in the middle. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, like so, and a nether brick top slab to both sides. We're going to place down another row of 5 green terracotta across, dark oak with top slab to both sides, and on the sides of the dark oak with top slab, we're going to place down an item frame, green terracotta block, and a dark oak with sign. So just like that, and same thing over here as well, like so. We then want to go and do 2 rows of 5 of green terracotta, and on both ends of those rows of 5, we're going to place down nether brick top slabs. We're going to do a row of 5 of green terracotta across, dark oak with top slab, item frame, green terracotta block, dark oak with sign. So same thing we did in the front there, just over here to both sides. We're going to go ahead and do another 2 rows of 5 of green terracotta, 2 nether brick top slabs on both sides, another row of 5 of green terracotta, dark oak with top slab to both ends, and you probably guessed it, item frame, green terracotta block, dark oak with sign on the side, and same thing over here, like so. Row of 5 green terracotta across the middle, nether brick top slab to both ends, a row of 5 green terracotta again across the middle here, like so, and we're going to then place down a green shulker box on its side, like so, coming off both ends, and a dark oak button on the top there of the shulker box. We're going to then place down 2 nether brick stairs on top of those 2 nether brick top slabs, and then a row of 3 green terracotta across the back with a tripwire hook coming off these 2 green terracotta blocks to the side. And after that's all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer number 2. And with that, we're going to move into our next layer. Actually, one quick thing, almost forgot, since it's such a tiny detail you can miss it real easy. We actually are going to be putting in some grindstones. We're going to go ahead and count our green terracotta blocks. We're going to count to our 3rd and 4th. We're going to delete these. We're going to go ahead and then skip a space, and then again delete 2 blocks, skip a space, and delete 2 blocks. And in these spaces, we're going to place down grindstones like this. And this is kind of to create the suspension, or kind of the joints that connect the wheels to the hull, or something that's where mostly the suspension. And we're going to go and basically do the same thing over here on this side as well. So my bad on that, just a simple little design I almost missed. Glad I caught it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this layer. Again, here's a bit of an aerial view of what it looks like for layer 2. And with that, we're going to move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we moved on to layer number 3. For layer 3 to go and get started with, we're going to place down green carpet on top of these nether brick stairs, just like that. After that, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors over here to the left side. Over the right side, we're going to place down 1 dark oak wood trapdoor there. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and also place down green carpet in this location, like that. We then want to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs, so 1, 2, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab with a dark oak wood sign come off the side of the slab like so. And we're going to then place down a dark oak wood stair to the side here, and a second stair like that. On this stair here, so to the right side, we're going to place down a item frame and a snowball in the item frame like that, and then a zombie head come off this stair right here. We want to then go to the sides. We're going to place down a dark liquid trapdoor to both sides, and then on top of this dark liquid top, or this dark liquid top side, we're going to place down a lever and have it aimed toward the inside there. This middle space here, we can go ahead and grab ourselves some black concrete, and just to kind of black out the viewport, we're going to place down a black concrete block and then 2 green terracotta blocks to both sides. We're going to do this again, another row of 5 green terracotta across, second row of 5, and a third row. We're going to go back to the lever, 1 and 2, dark liquid trapdoors, same thing over here, and a lever on top of those dark liquid tops, stuff like that. Once that's done, we're going to place down another row of 5 green terracotta across, and then once we get to this point here, we want to grab ourselves some polished andesite. We're going to place down 1 and 2 polished andesite blocks, 1 and 2. We're going to then place down 2 green terracotta blocks in the middle here, 2 blocks to both sides like that, and then across this back here, we're going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 5 like that, and then a row of 5 of dark liquid stairs like that to go and finish that off here in the back. Now once that's done to the sides, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes like that on the side, a lever right here, flick toward the inside there, and again 2 shulker boxes like this, and this is all on the left side, and a green carpet on top of this stair. And we want to go and also place down item frames on both sides here of these shulker boxes, and in those item frames we're going to place down green terracotta like that, and those are going to be your external fuel tanks there on the left side. Over on the right side, it's the same exact thing, so we're going to go and just basically do the same thing. So just like so, item frames, green terracotta blocks, and basically just fill that in like so, and a green carpet right there. After that's done, we want to then place down a dark liquid sign on this stair, item frame, and in that item frame we're going to place down a red stained glass block just like that. And with all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for layer number 3. And with that, we'll go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 4. I guess moving on to our next layer, we move on to layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark liquid upside down stair that's going to go right above this top side like that, and a dark liquid corner stair here to both sides of it. We then want to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across behind it, followed by a dark liquid upside down stair again to both sides, and a dark liquid stair going back from it like that on both sides here, and a row of 5 green terracotta across. We then want to go and place down a row of 5 green terracotta across here, dark liquid trapdoor to both sides, and also a dark liquid sign on the front here of these upside down stairs. We're going to go ahead and go to our next row here. We're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, dark liquid stair like this to both sides, dark liquid sign on the side of the stair. Same thing over here. We're going to then follow this up by placing down another row of 3 green terracotta across, upside down stair again to both sides. And from this, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of dark liquid top slabs across. Underneath those top slabs, we're going to place down an item frame here to both sides, and in that item frame, we want to go and place down a iron bar. And we're going to do the same thing here on top of those 2 polished andesite blocks, just like that. We're also going to place down a daylight detector on top of this block here. So just like that. And we want to go ahead and place down a redstone repeater right here with the notches flicked out as far as possible to the sides, and wither skeleton tools like this in both of the spots like that for the exhaust. We're going to also place down item frames here on top of those 2 green terracotta blocks, and we're going to place down green terracotta blocks in those item frames. We're going to then take dark liquid buttons and basically wrap it around the hole here of the tank, so on the sides here, and then across these 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this here from above. And that right there is going to wrap up layer number 4. With that, we're going to move into our final layers here, layers 5, 6, and 7. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. I guess moving into our final layers, we'll be moving into layers 5 through 7. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to our dark oak stairs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak stairs across, and then coming off the middle stair, we're going to take our slabs and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 dark oak slabs forward on both sides of the first slab here. We're going to place down dark oak signs and also a dark oak slab there on the bottom of it. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta, and we're going to place down a row of 3 across, followed by a second row of 3, a third row of 3, a fourth row, and a fifth row back just like that. On the sides here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls, 1, 2, 3, following that up by placing down 2 dark oak stairs, 2 dark oak stairs. Now in the back here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak stairs over here on the right side. We're going to go and then place down a green shulker box in this location right here, and come off the green shulker box, we're going to place down an end rod for the rear facing machine gun, and a dark oak sign on the side of the shulker box like so. After that's done, for the top up here, we're going to go and place down a zombie head up on top here. We're also going to need a flower pot, so we're going to place down a zombie head right over here to the left, basically the left side of the turret, so over here, and a flower pot. We're going to then place down a daylight detector. From that, we want to go ahead and place down a redstone repeater here to the side, and a spruce wood trapdoor coming off of the redstone repeater like that, going back. We're going to go ahead and then place down a spruce wood stair facing this direction here. On the back of the spruce wood stair, to place down an item frame, and we want to go ahead and then place down a black bed in the item frame, rotated so it's facing with the pillow facing downwards like so. And we're also going to place down a dark oak fence post on top of this mossy cobblestone wall to the left side, and coming off the dark oak fence post, we're going to place down a iron bar that goes up like so. We then want to go to both sides here of this stair. We're going to place down a zombie head coming off all 4 sides like that, and then we want to go and then place down a zombie head here in the corners. So we're going to do basically a 45-degree angle here in the corners like that, except for where the dark oak fence post is for our radio antenna. And after that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up my design here for the KV85. Hope you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you guys do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from the sound of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on and overall enjoy the build. With that, again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfire8 for making this tutorial possible, and feel free to check out my Patreon page. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. And other than that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gear 204, and I'll see you guys next time.